you go by? What's the significance or the creation of it?
So I consider myself a very soulful person, and a lot of friends come to me for advice or maybe find my personality soothing. And so a friend a long time ago would tell me that I was her ginseng, and so that's kind of how that came about. Yeah, and soul is a play of words because my mother was from Korea, so there's Seoul, Korea. So it's kind of like the soulfulness of the Black community mixed in a little bit with, you know, my Korean heritage as well, and the obvious touching
Oh,
the soul, you know.
that's perfect. It's like my name was Jason and my last name was Frisbee, and somebody else called me Jay Frizz one day, and
Right.
so I have a very basic thing how it came about. So I always love when people have something that like
Right.
actually means something.
Right.
That is beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what made you I guess what's that persona? Is it any different from you as a person? Do you have a different stage act and everything?
No, I think that everything I do, one thing I pride myself on that's really important to me is being authentic and genuine. I feel like when I leave this earth, I want people to know who I am. So I don't perform per se. You know, you're gonna, everyone who talks, you're gonna get the same version of me, maybe in different degrees, but the same me.
So there's a saying about the rising tide lifts all ships, but it doesn't seem like in our community we always want to do that. Why do you think? Why do you think we always want to keep each other down, or do you think we want to keep each other down and not uplift each other?
I think that the concept of family and community was taken from us a long time ago, and it can seem to some like, oh, that's just excuses. It was so long ago, but it's so deeply ingrained in us that we are also put in a situation where we have to fight to survive. And so because of that, it's like we're always just kind of looking out. I don't even want to say we because that kind of seems like it's all of us, but like in general, our culture kind of is looking out for themselves to survive, where other cultures are taught to network and, you know, to work for each other's greater good when you look at a lot of other like communities and cultures. So I think like it's a portion of that. And some of it is just greed, you know, like, you know, I want to be the best. I want to be on top. There's no room for anyone else instead of, hey, you know, we can do well together. I can be the best at what I do. You can be the best at what you do. That goes back to what you were talking about, individual styles. That's why that's important, because there's individual flavors and all of it's necessary for the greater picture when it comes to art. You don't want every artist to appear the same. You don't want to hear, it's so boring to go to a poetry night and everybody's style is exactly the same. Sometimes I stop going to events sometimes because I don't want to hear the same thing on repeat. You know, it's refreshing to feel those different styles. So I just think it's just a little bit of what's ingrained in us and selfishness altogether.
Something I wasn't gonna ask, but now that you just brought it up, do you have you written anything that would be like kind of weird, wild, just far from what anybody would expect?
Probably. I write a lot of different things, and I'm probably a weird person, anyways. You know, I don't think you're a true artist without being a little odd. You know, if not, I don't think you got it right because we're not supposed to fit in, and I see the world differently. So yeah, I would say so.
While we're here, have you ever written a poem about like tacos or anything like that?
I don't know, but I probably could. Why? You thinking about tacos and poetry?
I have heard different ones about that. I've heard it. People have done like entire poems on like coffee and on tacos, and there's a great poet from South Carolina. Do you remember that whole thing? There may be bugs on some of you mugs, but the bugs will never touch me or whatever. You remember that?
I don't.
It's like a kid's commercial. Okay. But he made like a whole poem out of that, and it was absolutely brilliant.
I bet.
But yeah, okay, so I was just checking.
I actually prefer that kind of solid poetry. Like, I love all poetry, but like the quirky, offbeat kind of, you know.
So for the necessity of originality, how important do you feel it is for the originality to come through in each individual performer?
I think it's vital to the performance. You know, it's kind of your signature, so to speak. It's your piece of art. It's your stamp. So it shows people who you are. But also, I just think that that's just a given with art, you know, in general.
Like, what are some things you think that people can do to stand out? Because there might be like 500 different poets floating around. So what's going to make you special as opposed to the other 499?
I think that art itself should be authentic. So personally, I feel like when you create your art, you should just do whatever naturally speaks to who you are. And that is enough personally. But if you're doing it for money, or if you're doing it for, maybe you have certain aspirations, then obviously you want to do things that are going to be relevant or catchy to whatever crowd. So maybe you want things to be more vibrant when you're performing, right? And oh gosh, I'm awful at this. You want things to be vibrant. You want things to catch people's attention. So you want to say things that are catchy and thought-provoking, and you want to deliver it in a style that commands attention, whether that's, it can be really quiet. Sometimes quiet makes people lean in and listen a little bit, more
Exactly.
carefully. Or it can be boisterous and outgoing. It just, whatever feels natural.
Someone that I used to love, they used to say, if a man's words are powerful enough, he doesn't yell to get everyone's attention. And
Okay.
that's right along the lines of what you were saying.
Yeah.
So has what type of effect, mentally, emotionally has poetry had on you? Like anything that has saved you from, healed you from, anything like that?
Oh, yeah. I started writing poetry, I think I was telling you earlier, when I was in the third grade. And it was actually a really deep poem for a third grader. I can remember portions of it. It was like, born into a world of darkness and sin, da da da. Like
At 8 years old.
At 8 years old. I had a difficult childhood, and I just needed some way to express myself. So I started expressing that way, and I would use that to get a lot of my feelings and emotions out and try to illustrate them. And so yeah, it definitely has been very therapeutic. A great way for me to express what I feel, and I felt like it could help other people. Like maybe I'm not going through that anymore, but you read that poem and you find it relatable, because sometimes I feel like you just need the words to express what you feel. You don't have them, and then you can hear a song or a poem and like, that's it, that embodies what I'm trying to say. So yeah.
A few people have told me over time, your words help me get to the next day. And it's just like different people have said basically the same exact statement to me. So it's like that just makes everything worth it.
Yeah.
The hours that you might spend writing something, or it could be 10 minutes, or it could be hours or whatever, all the time memorizing it, seeing how you want to deliver it on stage and all that.
Right.
It all becomes worth it once somebody else tells you that, it's been there for them.
Right.
Like, how important is it to deliver a message to you?
For me, it's absolutely important. Every form of art that I produce or create has a message in it. I don't care if it's a post, it has something in it for someone somewhere. And yeah, I would want someone to receive it, even if it's not necessarily like life soul searching deep, even if it's just a sprinkle of happiness in your day. I don't, for me, know what the point of me doing it is if it's not doing that for you. So this is what we do. Yeah. I don't know. Poetry to me
That's funny.
is just a beautiful verbal. It's painting with words. Somebody asked me that the other day, and she said to me, like, why do you write? Why did you start writing? And I told her that it's just being able to paint with your words and illustrate things out loud for people. So yeah.
So if the poetry world is like on a big canvas and we all contribute to this painting that we put together, what's the mark or the stamp that you would want to have on this painting?
For me, the mark I want to leave is hope. I want people to hear or see my art and find hope and joy and happiness in it. I think life is full of a lot of things we can't control, a lot of things that could make us sad and kind of keep us where we are. So if I could do one thing, I want people to remember that happiness, love, joy, that these are things that are still very real in this world, despite everything else we're seeing and experiencing.